And it's Amanda from Southern Designs here with this week's Southern tip. Now, it's come by special request from the beautiful Lucia Peters, who owns and operates Folia Style, an online fashion consultant or stylist. Perfect if you're a little bit stuck. So, Lucia, I'll give you a little bit of a plug there because you've given me this great idea. What Lucia has asked is, how do you use apps like Tiny Torch to schedule posts on Facebook? So, that's what I'm going to show you today is how to schedule an app, use a scheduling app on Facebook, and how to use Facebook to schedule itself. So let's start by having a look around Tiny Torch. So just give me a second while I pop Tiny Torch up on the screen, pop myself down a little bit. There we go. So up here, when you come into, let me try that again. So we're going to go into Tiny Torch. So you just open up your Tiny Torch account. It's very easy to create an account. You have there are free accounts and paid accounts. I currently have the free account because I don't need to use it as much as I used to, because with all the privacy issues with Facebook, there's been a downgrading of what Tiny Torch can offer. You can't post in groups anymore, I believe, unless they've fixed that recently. You can't post in groups anymore, so you can only post to a business page that you own. So you've got to be a bit more careful about how you go about it. But when you open it up, mine's full of posts that I've created and used ages and ages ago. So that gives you the basic idea of what this looks like. So as you're jumping on in, feel free to say hi so I can say hello to you guys as well. Now, this is also going to be part of my Live in 5 challenge that I'm doing this week. So basically, how to use Tiny Torch is a good place to start is you open it up. And the first thing you've got to do, really, when you come in, before you even start creating your posts, is you need to come over here, click your drop-down arrow, and click on Social Accounts. Now, what that means is, where do you want Tiny Torch to post on your behalf? So then you just click down here on Add Social Account and a Facebook page. And in my case, we want Southern Design, so we'll click on that. It just gives you a list of all the pages that you are manager on. And in my case, as I'm a virtual assistant, I have a few pages that I help manage and run, and it adds it here for you. So that's now connected as an account that I can post to. So the next step is really to come and create a post. So you can create a couple of different types of posts. So a single photo, a multi-photo, one with a link, a message only, and a video. So they're all different types. So I usually use the single photo one because that's the most common type of post that I do. So all you do is you come in, you find your pictures. Let's see. So just go find a picture. Oh, you don't need to see my tape. I am studying at the minute. I'm working my butt off to get my bookkeeping certificate. So just go and find some pictures. There we go. We'll use one of my daughter. We'll just do a mock one here at the minute. So we'll go from there. And then you can add the picture. You put whatever your text you want to appear. I'm just going to put this is a test post done during this week's Southern Tips. So just a second while I type, so I'm not as fast as I used to be. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to change that picture. So to do that, you come back in here, click your browse, and it's, as you can see, it's quite actually simple to come back and change. So we'll come back in here, pick an image. One of my favorite images for use at the minute might be one of these ones here. I like the lady with the messy office, because who doesn't have one of those? So a label here is just more something about how do you want to categorize it, what sort of, if you to allow other people to find it. So I might go messy office. So if somebody else was wanting to be able to sort of search through Tiny Torch for some inspiration on other posts to use, they can look by this kind of thing to get their inspiration. Then you can select a category, same here. You don't have to fill it out, but you always do. If you've got collections, which is where you've got groups of similar topics together, you can pop them in there. And if you've got a campaign where you want to run, say, a week's worth of, like a set of specific posts on a specific topic, you can actually schedule them inside a Tiny Torch to happen, say, at 10 a.m. on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and so forth. So I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So the first thing you've got to do is save your post. So just while we're waiting for that to save, we'll just see that save now. So what we do, go back to the My Posts section, and it should be the first one here that comes up because it's the most recent one that's been created. And there it is. Now, if we've just got that one post and we just want to use it from time to time, you come in here and you hit on Share. And what this is going to allow you to do is to add it to your social media. So you can tip here is that you tick that box there. When you've got more than one social account, it's a big long list, and you can go tick, tick, tick. But in the free version, you can only have 2 accounts. But in the pro version, which I used to have, I could have up to 15 different social accounts connected. So I could have my Instagram, my Twitter, anything that I needed to post on connected, and I could just tick, 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 and send it all out to all the platforms with one post. Then you can either send it now when it comes up and loads, or you can schedule for later. And this is the bit we're interested in today. We're going to schedule for later. So we change that to yes. Then we go when to share. And this is where we click on the calendar. So we're going to stick with today, and we're going to give it, say, couple of minutes. So we might do it this is really good because you can actually do it in minute blocks. Not all scheduling facilities allow you to use minute blocks. So we might schedule it for, say, 9:45 and click the done button. Then we come down and we schedule. And what this does, it tells Tiny Torch that you want to schedule this post at that time on this day. So this is a great way of doing it. So now when you click on your scheduled posts, this is what you get here. You can see when you have posts scheduled, anything that's pending, or if there's an issue, they come all up here, all the ones you've previously posted. And you could, if you've got more than one account, you can actually check by account, so that if you've got, say, 4 or 5 different groups that you post to, you can actually sort the scheduled posts by those groups. And sometimes when you've got multiple accounts, that is definitely worthwhile. Now, the campaigns, like I was telling you about a little bit while ago, campaigns are a great feature to use if you've got like a sales campaign that you want to run and you need to have certain posts going at certain times for regularity. So what you do is you come in and you create the campaign, give it a name. Again, you can only have one campaign at a time in the free version, but in the paid version, I think it's up to about 30 campaigns you can have. So I'm just going to call this test campaign, and then I will create the campaign. Now I can either import that post I've just done, or you can click here and you can go add post. And then it takes you back to all your posts that you have created previously. So you can click on this one here and put it in there. So when you click on it, you see these buttons here, collections and campaigns. You want to click on the campaign button and let it load, and then you just select the campaign you want to go to. And then you come back and you just pick the different posts that you want to add to the different campaign, to your campaign. So as you can see, I've got quite a few pre-prepared. And now when I go back to campaigns over here, you're going to find that the campaign now has 2 posts in it, or it should do. See, it's got 2 here. So then you go over here and you click on the title. And I've got the posts here. So this tells me so I can now go here and schedule the posts out. So what we've got, these are the 2 posts, and this is what day do you want to go on your campaign and what time do you want to go. So this one I might want to go on, so This one I probably want to go first, so we might go, say, day 1. Hello, Kerry. Kerry's in the house. I see Kerry. Woohoo! Kerry loves Tiny Torch as well. So do I. It's really good. So we've got, so you select day 1, and then you might put a time in. You choose your time. It's very simple to use. Say 1 p.m. and you go done. And then you might come in here and say you don't want this one to go the same day. You might want it to go in, say, 7 days' time. So you collect, same thing, just choose what time you want. So we might put that one up in the late afternoon and click done. So that's your campaign. And what it does is it actually changes the order of the posts in terms, and puts the posts into the order of the day, first of all, and then the times within the day that you schedule posts. So you can actually schedule more than one post for each day, which is a great option. If you're in network marketing, for example, you can actually set your parties up to run like this. And it's a good idea to do that, because what you then do, you find, is the posts are going up, but you can actually enjoy and interact with the party. And that increases your chance of sales if you're in there being active and enjoying the party with the guests. So this is one way of automating that process and making it a bit easier. Now, you might be sitting there going, how do I actually use this now I've got the campaign? Simple. You go schedule. So you pick the account you want the campaign to go to, and then you pick the start date. So we might pick this one as, again, today as being day 1. Schedule campaign. So what that will do is at 1 p.m. today, it will post this one for me on my business page, and then it will come back later on the 13th and post this one. And that's it. It's as simple as that to schedule a campaign. So if you're smart about how you think about preparing your posts, so if you want to do a regular post to your business page, for example, a lot of people will do like a daily post. You can actually come in here, spend, say, a day or two right at the beginning of the month and prepare all your posts. Then you put them all into a campaign, and then you come in and you schedule that campaign out just simply by choosing the day and the time, and then you set and forget for the month. So it actually frees you up for the rest of the month. You don't have to think then about that, oh gosh, what am I going to post every day sort of scenario. You know, that thing that we all do and we go, I've got to do this. But no, this is actually a great way of actually getting it to happen and setting it and doing it. And then you'd have to think about it to the end of the next month or whatever. Now, with something like Tiny Torch, you can actually schedule, I think it's out for 12 months in advance. So if you feel like being really super organized, you can be. But sometimes it's not the appropriate way to go. So you just got to do that on a case-by-case basis, and you will know your business and you will know what you're doing. So over here, because I actually don't need these to go out, I'm going to cancel that campaign so it doesn't actually schedule it. But if we go back over here to my home page, you should see by now that Tiny Torch has posted that other one that we just did. If I can get my internet to catch up with me today. Clearly, it's going to take a moment. Always when you're live, isn't it? So it should have posted that already. And it's going to make an absolute liar out of me today. Always the way, isn't it? Okay, let's just do a quick refresh over here. Because sometimes, because I had this open in the background, it hasn't obviously kept up. So we'll see what does it with a quick refresh. Sometimes you've just got to love your technology, and sometimes you've just got to laugh at it. Tiny Torch does say it can post to Instagram, but I've found that posting to Instagram has never worked. So there you go. It's posted it now for you. So all I had to do was do a quick refresh. So just wait for the page to come up, and there it is. So that's the test post that we just scheduled. So it is quite easy to do. Now, another thing you may want to consider is Facebook itself. If you're working in groups, Facebook itself actually allows you to schedule up to 6 months in advance, which is fantastic, again, for organization. So if you've got a regular post that needs to go up, so like I would normally put up on here, like, do you want to be on my mailing list? So I could come in here, I can write the post. So And we can go, are you on the mailing list? Ask the question. I could put the link in, which I haven't got off the top of my head. And then I always put a picture in because pictures grab attention. So you might upload a photo. Now, where is it? It's that one there. And then you can either share now, or you should be able to schedule. I know you can definitely schedule in a group, but I'm on the business page now, and there we go, newsfeed, share now, schedule. Because Facebook keeps changing the settings, so always be aware that it may not be in the previous place you found it. So you always have got to come and have a look. And if you're on your business page, it might be different to your group. So always have a look and double check before you say, no, it's not there. So I can schedule that to say maybe the 23rd at say 8 a.m. So that, and then hit the schedule button. And what this does now is you hit the schedule button here. And what this does now is it uploads that to, and when you come into, it uploads to your page, and when you come through, you'll now see a little thing here that says scheduled post. So you can then click on the see post button, and if needs be, you can then actually come back in here. Generally speaking, sometimes with the changes they make in Facebook, it doesn't always work, but sometimes you can come back in and bring the post up. Obviously, it's a bit slow at the minute because for whatever reason, my internet's playing up. Bring the post up, and you can often click on these three little dots here, and then you can go in and edit the post. So there are many ways of using it. It's great tool to use. So I just obviously haven't got a complete post here because I need a link and I haven't put the link in, but you can also click up here and you can delete the post, which I'm going to do because I've got a different design I use now. So you can do that, delete, schedule, and you can do the same in your Facebook groups. It's exactly the same inside the groups to do. And I keep clicking the wrong buttons, as I always do. So Kerry will be sitting over there in Adelaide having a great old laugh because I'm in here clicking buttons and not getting anywhere I want to be. So, hi, Kerry. Okay, so that's probably about the best tips I can give you on scheduling. So let me just pop this one away and bring myself back up so we can all see each other. So if you've got any tips in the meantime that you want to know, just like Lucia this morning wanted to know how to use Tiny Torch to schedule, by all means, ask me because I love to show you how to do things. And if you don't ask, I don't know what you want. So feel free to comment below, even on the replay, something you want to know. And I'm more than happy to look into it, research it, and come in and show you how to use it. So that's part of what I do. I like to help people use the tools they already have access to. So in the meantime, I'm going to say bye for now, and that was this week's Stubborn Tip. Bye.